Intelligence is dynamic. If you look at the interactions of a human brain, as we heard yesterday from a number of presentations, intelligence is wonderfully interactive. The brain isn't divided into compartments. In fact, creativity, which I define as the process of having original ideas that have value, more often than not, comes about through the interaction of different disciplinary ways of seeing things.
Sir Ken has just explained one of the principal challenges of an instructional designer. How do we inject dynamism into a linear design process? But there is another equally vital challenge, you know. We have to develop and deploy content in a manner that makes a real difference on the ground. And in the energy sector, we are running out of time, fast.
And how fast is fast? Let's run the numbers. The International Renewable Energy Association predicts 40 million renewable energy jobs by 2050, and around 24 million of those in 9 years by 2030. 113 specialists and trades from across the asset life cycle, all to support a global net zero ambition. But it's not just about quantity. It's quality too. Renewable projects must make commercial sense, operate effectively, efficiently, and safely to deliver sustained energy security. The thing is, many of these outcomes are driven by decisions, human decisions.
Who else makes safety and mission-critical decisions at the speed of sound? One man who comes to mind is Colonel John Boyd, an F-86 pilot and the architect of U.S. Desert Storm air strategy. As one of the greatest military strategists of all time, he was fascinated by pilot decision-making and developed the Observe, Orient, Decision, Action loop. If the OODA loop was good enough to design pilot aids for the F-16 Fighting Falcon, the F-15 Eagle and F-A-18 Hornet, honestly, it was going to be good enough for us. The Orient Phase is the framework that underpins our content strategy.
Armed with the OODA loop, we studied key roles within the wind power market to identify individual and collective decisions that affect organizational effectiveness, plant efficiency, and operational safety. This was not an easy task. Over 18 months, we reviewed job descriptions, analyzed accident and incident reports, interviewed people, and conducted pilot testing. With key roles linked to individual and collaborative decisions, we thought we'd cracked the code. But little did we know, the journey had only just begun.
For the learner, being present in the room is vital. So we stayed clear of traditional content production. We built a light board to appear present and as authentic as possible. It allows us to develop 5 to 7 minute performance sprints for every decision. Content is designed to inform, validate, or challenge key decisions in real time at the touch of a button. For many in renewables, this is a disruptive step requiring behavioral change. Blended and e-learning journeys are also available for those just transitioning.
Sir Ken Robinson's principle of dynamic learning means operationalizing the freedom to learn. Using the simple plan, do, check, act navigation, learners can decide which part of their activity they need decision-making support on, and return to it as often as they need. Social elements allow learners to learn from each other, whether they are building wind farms in Mexico, Australia, or anywhere else in the world. They can share photos, drawings, or even comment on each other's challenges. Video assignments are a fantastic way for learners to get creative and engage with the topic. With permission, This is also fantastic marketing content too.
Developing 168 individual decision-making sprints and distributing them across 5 roles according to a common Plan, Do, Check, Act framework is enough to confuse anyone. Use of a new Spring's content library and templating system facilitates efficient management and deployment of content to predetermined roles instantaneously. Learning journeys are updated, emails are automatically distributed, and learners receive notification emails twice a month. Email notifications also act as an unimposing reminder to log on to the platform, a fantastic way to improve adoption rates and engagement. We think so.
Decision-making sprints encourage experiential learning. Whether learners are on site managing contractors, or examining turbines, or at their desks analyzing data or developing project risk plans, the ability to access high-impact content increases the desire amongst learners to absorb knowledge whilst on the job. This helps organizations transitioning from push-based to pull-based learning, driven by intrinsically motivated learners. In our experience, learners' mechanical relationships with tasks is a huge source of frustration for managers who are looking for process stewardship and interdepartmental collaboration instead. Armed with an engine that deploys and distributes the same content to targeted roles where collaboration is required, harmonizes technical and non-technical vocabulary on a global scale. Many of our multinational clients are already seeing the benefits of this.
Working with high-risk global organizations means that their investments must yield improvements. 95% of our learners report that our sprints improve their performance. More targeted evaluation shows that smarter decisions reduce activity time by up to 20% in some cases. But it's not only about efficiency. It's about building resilient businesses through improved competencies, fostering collaborative working relationships, and empowering individuals. Here, Sophia Palm, a Swedish project manager, and Michael Thomas, her head of site operations, are discussing ergonomic and logistical modifications to their site office to encourage team interaction. All this during an assignment. Improvements were implemented the following day. And if that's not enough, Nicholas Johansson, a site manager, is describing the key exit routes and their risks on the world's most powerful offshore wind turbine, again using a new Spring platform to communicate with his colleagues in 7 different countries. And finding new ways of engaging younger wind turbine technician apprentices is Anne-Sophie Bracht's forte.
Working with accreditation and approval bodies such as the Institution of Occupational Safety and Health and CPD UK requires robust assessment methodologies, almost equivalent to that of classroom learning. Using assessment tools and live delivery sessions in a new Spring provides our tutors with the ability to actively invigilate pre-planned assessments. Assessment builders, control timers, and automated course assessment tools offer an efficient alternative to conventional assessment administration and marking, as well as organizing reassessments if required. Meeting approval body standards is essential, but to be able to do so more efficiently also means reduced frictional costs and immediate delivery of results to learners post-course. With this, we are simply humbled to present to you AMSA Academy, where learners are put ahead of the curve.